Waltz, a member of the House Armed Services Committee and a retired Green Beret commander. Great to see you today. Thank you for being with me. Let me start with why some feel it's necessary, in a bipartisan manner, I might add, to express this to the president. Can't they just have a conversation with the president? You sit on a committee that might have a similar conversation.
Well, I think you will see that conversation coming from our committee. Look, Harris, I want to be clear. The president and the administration deserve a lot of credit for taking the handcuffs off our troops, for unleashing them to destroy ISIS as a caliphate, particularly in Syria and Iraq. But ISIS is not completely defeated. We have to keep our foot on their neck. We have to stay on offense, and staying on offense means we have some presence there. We're not talking hundreds of thousands of troops. We're talking about a very small footprint that can work with our allies on the ground and prevent attacks like we haven't. There's a reason we haven't had attacks in Orlando and San Bernardino and across Europe in the last couple of years. The president deserves credit for that, but we have to finish the job.
So I have to ask you, because when you say a small footprint, we already have a small footprint there. They're 2,000, and albeit tip of the spear special forces, some of the most talented people on the planet when it comes to protection and battle. At the same time, when you move a bulk of them over to Iraq, which is what the president is being told is possible, and also keep a counterterrorism presence that can quickly strike, I don't understand how that's much different. I mean, you're not manned or womaned, if you will, to really full capacity with 2,000 people anyway, are you?
Well, so a couple of things here. The predicate for this, and according to my colleague Senator Paul, is just bring the troops home. Too long, too expensive.
Yeah, but he's not in charge.
But no, he's not, but I think he's having a lot of influence. Unfortunately, we also have 25,000 troops still in Japan, been there 70 years. Yes. What does that cost? 30,000 in South Korea, tens of thousands in Europe, even some in Colombia and other places. The United States has to lead, and we've seen what happened when President Obama pulled out too soon. And if you're worried about unfortunately, our special operators and others who are being killed and wounded, who are sacrificing, having to fight our way back in, which is, to your point, what you'd have to do from Iraq. I think, frankly, people have been reading too many Tom Clancy novels. All right, you have to be on the ground, and you have to be present with our allies. You can't just parachute back and forth. It doesn't work that way.
I want to hear directly from the president on this, who talked yesterday about watching Iran and how this fits into that. Let's watch.
I want to be able to watch Iran. All I want to do is be able to watch. We have an unbelievable and expensive military base built in Iraq. It's perfectly situated for looking at all over different parts of the troubled Middle East, rather than pulling up. And this is what a lot of people don't understand.
Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, Foreign Relations Committee, you yourself, House Armed Services. How do you all square this and also give the president what he wants?
Well, Iran made more gains across the Middle East under the Obama administration than they have in the last 1,000 years. They are building that land bridge through Syria to Lebanon. They've essentially taken over the Lebanese government, and they're threatening and they're building up against our ally in Israel. So on the one hand, the administration is upset with the intelligence community for kind of disagreeing on the danger of Iran. But on the other hand, it's okay to withdraw from Syria where Iran is most operative. That doesn't make sense to me. I think we need to stay forward, stay on offense. Look, Harris, I want to make this point. There is an underlying notion here that if we just let them handle it, they'll leave us alone. That is not the case. When America doesn't lead, bad things happen in that void, and either we can fight this in Damascus and Kabul, or we can fight this in Kansas City. And one way or another, we've got to fight these wars.
There are factual supports for what you're saying, both past and present. The Pentagon, with its IG report today, says that ISIS will fold back in 6 to 12 months in limited territories and take them back over. A discussion on the Hill today, a vote coming. We'll cover the news as it happens. Congressman Waltz, thank you.